What it do, YouTube? Back again here for another how-to video, right? So this is to change the output seal on an AHP70, but this video also can be referenced for an AHP90 or an AHP50 RE. V6, V8, Hellcat, basically transmissions for Dodges, but these transmissions are also in other vehicles. So what you'll need, you're gonna need this trusty guy here, torque wrench. Sorry if my showing is backwards. I'm looking at the camera into a bright light. I need this guy, this torque wrench right here got, it's 1050, it's 1,050 foot-pounds, 1050 basically. It's a corded torque wrench. Just get an extension cord, plug it up to it. You can buy it from Harbor Freights for about $92 because they got it on sale right now, but it's about $100 without it being on sale. So without further ado, let me get you under here and show you what's going on in the car. So you're gonna have to jack the car up, right? You're gonna have to disconnect the drive shaft. You're also gonna have to drop your exhaust. So once you get all that done, you'll come in here, and I've already loosened the bolt because I wanted to test to make sure that guy would get it firsthand. What we're replacing is this guy, this outer seal right here. If you're replacing that outer seal, trust me, I searched, didn't see any videos on this. This is why I'm making this video. You can tell if your oil is leaking out of there, your transmission oil. Right here, you'll see I have a little small puddle there. So my transmission oil is coming out of this guy. Let's see, there is a little crack somewhere around there. I can't really see what I'm doing right now, but I can see my finger. Around that little black ring right there, there's a little crack there. So oil spills out whenever you crank the car up and drive it. It'll be dripping along this little rail here and drip down to the floor or whatever when you park it. But that little nut right here, this little guy that's going around this output shaft right here, that nut basically is crimped down. I can probably show you my V6 right quick to show you what it looks like ahead of time. Of course, as you guys probably know, or if you don't know, this video may be up before I actually put the video up, but if it is, you learn a little something. Did the engine swap on my V6. So this is the 850 RE transmission. There it is right there. And that's just basically an 8-speed transmission for the V6. So inside of the yoke, there's this nut that you see right here. And as you can see, it's crimped down on two sides, right? So basically you're gonna need a torque wrench to get that guy off. And all you're really trying to do is get it over those little dips where it's crimped down. Basically punched would be the correct terminology for it. It's punched down on there. So that's what that is or whatnot. Dodge likes to do that to theirs. So basically when you take that nut off, it's basically a one-time use nut. So when you take it off, you're gonna have to get another nut. I'm gonna continue the video there with that. As I told you, 1,050. It's I wanna say that's Baver or Braver, whatever the name of that word is. Can't pronounce it right. Don't laugh at me. Everyone's a little illiterate somewhere. You can't chisel this guy or anything. That's why mine's all beat up like crazy. But yeah, you can't chisel it or anything, but then you get your torque wrench, right? Put it on there. You can squeeze it in reverse about 2-3 times, and it should get that nut to pop around that actual little dip or where the punch is, in a sense. Once that happens, you can get a nut, get a deep socket, of course, your deep socket that you use on your torque wrench, you should be able to use on a wrench. It's gonna be a 1/2-inch drive. That nut is 34 millimeters. 34 millimeters. Trust me, I went through trial and error of sizing that guy. I couldn't get nothing in there to actually size it, so I had to literally stick deep socket after deep socket in there until I finally found the one that fitted. 12-point deep socket will fit in there. 12-point, 34 millimeters, 1/2-inch drive, deep socket will fit in there. You can get it with a manual wrench or whatever, monkey wrench, whatever you guys want to call it. But you're gonna need that torque, that impact wrench to actually get the impact to spin it off of that punch section. Once you get that off, pretty much you can unscrew it by hand. I believe the bolt is basically gonna come apart or be really, really frail. You can buy that from Dodge. In the description, I'm gonna list the part number where you can buy that bolt, that seal back there, the little black ring, right above my finger there. The camera's not focusing on it. There it is, that black ring there. You can buy that from Dodge. that ring, and there's also a very small one behind that guy, about 4 inches inside. And then you also will get a fill plug. Yeah, that guy, that fill plug for the transmission. You can get all of that from Dodge. It comes together in a pack. It's about 30 bucks. You can order it online from one of the Mopar online websites for about 22, 23 bucks. They have it on discount right now. Today is December 12th or 11th, 2020. So yeah, you can buy that from them. Dealership may have it in stock or whatever. They may just sell you the ring, I'm not sure. That's something that I'm gonna have to go to later on. So of course, you know, I'm gonna end up stopping this video once I get it off, show you when it's off, pull the yoke out, show you how to pop that ring out. And then when I continue, it will be reinstalling it, putting the ring in and everything like that. So without further ado, that's where we're at. Quick speed through. You got to take your drive shaft off. Don't mind my drive shaft. It's I have a carbon fiber one-piece drive shaft. That's why my yoke has this guy on it, because it's basically an extension. Yeah, you'll get this yoke out. See, it's already moving now with that bolt being loose. So yeah, once you pull that yoke out, after you get this bolt off, you snatch the yoke out, and then you'll be able to get this guy off. So let me put you guys on pause, get this bolt all the way off, and we'll be right back. But first, before I do that, let me show you what I got. Here we are. This 34. And I believe I am leaking transmission fluid in there. Maybe, let's see. No, just a little bit of rust. Yeah, that guy was rusted on there, definitely. That's probably why I couldn't twist it off with my hands, but hey, oh well. So, 34, deep socket, as I showed you. That's the exact part number right there. You can buy this out of AutoZone, O'Reilly's, all of them. This is for the actual impact wrench. This guy's about 20 bucks. You're gonna need a 1/2-inch drive as well. This is about a 5-inch one, 5-inch lengthwise, but it's a 1/2-inch drive. And of course you can, you know, get your little ratchet, your wrench or whatever, and boom, there you go. So let me throw you guys on pause, get back under here, unscrew this bolt off, and then we'll be right back. All right, guys, so we're back. So this is the bolt that you basically gotta use a torque wrench to get off. As you can see, I tried to chisel down, because I was thinking maybe if I chiseled the punch out, it would actually get it out. Actually, that didn't do much, because this guy is very thick. It's thicker than it looks. And that actual punch section, it just covers the top portion of it. Like, I actually chiseled out the punch or whatnot, but it still was very tight on there, and I wasn't able to, you know, spin it off. So that impact wrench is definitely needed. Don't even try to do the other trial and error. Let me be the mistake made for you guys, and you guys pretty much just follow suit with what I did as what solved it. So jack your car up on all four. Put your extra leg there for safety. So in case if one jack fails, you'll kind of have a chance to survive. And of course, put your car up on all four. This also could play in part if you have to refill your transmission and you're actually having to change that seal, you can do so. So that is the extension drive, what it looks like without it. You know, that actually might be the other little gasket right there. So let's pull this guy out. All right. And we've gotten that guy off, as you can see. And yes, that is a gasket there. I wonder if that is the smaller gasket that I got when I ordered those in a pack. Yes, I ordered mine from O'Reilly's at first, and that is why I'm talking about that smaller gasket. But yes, that is your yoke removed. That guy there that's sticking out is your output shaft. And this guy right here is what we're gonna take off. So let me go and grab a screwdriver, and I'll be right back to start this back up for you guys. All right, so we are back. So this is that second seal that I was talking about. Yeah, it's very dusty. I don't know why, but I'm probably gonna wipe that down, because you don't want any of that getting in your transmission fluid. The way Dodge and other real mechanics act, they have heart attacks if that stuff gets in there, which it probably is for the best. But yes, here is the other one. So definitely expect these guys. This is the seal that's damaged that I'm wanting to change, that I'm believing is causing the leak of transmission fluid to catch inside of that case housing on the end. You're also gonna need the screwdriver This is to get this guy off, excuse me. All right, guys, so finally got that crap off. Sorry about that. Finally got that crap off. Yeah, that guy's definitely rusted, so I'm probably definitely gonna hit him with some WD-40 after I check and make sure it's okay to do that. But yeah, finally got that guy off. He was a pain in the ass to get off. That ring has like some metal stuff in it, the little gasket that we changed. Yeah, so yeah, there's definitely fluid coming out of there. That's why I say put it, you know, put the car level, because if it's slanted, the car may leak. Yeah, and as I told you, that is what was leaking out of mine, coming from there. Yeah. So here's the gasket. Don't mind that. I did all of that trying to get this guy off. He was damaged there, as you can see. And that is what was causing the leak, I believe. So yeah, the outer portion was me damaging it. Yeah, looking at this guy, there's nothing else that you could do in there or change. I don't know what those little balls are for, but hey, you know, that's what happens when you're average out DI and your own mechanic. So yeah. That's this guy, same size, so they definitely fit. Pop that guy on. There's a little plate that's in there. That's in the transmission already. That, I guess, slides up to that. So I'll figure out how to make that fit. Excuse me. Yeah, and then this little guy definitely goes where the yoke is. So we're gonna change both of those seals. Yeah. This guy doesn't have a part number, I don't think. Maybe that's a part number. Something for you guys. I don't really know. I have my seals already. Just gotta get a new bolt. But yeah, I basically had to break through there. There's some sections where it's actually all rubber. I'm guessing if you stick a screwdriver, poke a hole through there, you can get it. What I did was kind of use my wire cutters to eat through that aluminum right there and just pop it out a little bit and just snatch it off. Because trying to get a screwdriver under there, you gotta basically get it all the way through there and hope that you got some leverage under there to pop it out. You guys may have different ways to get it out, but that's the way I got it out. Sorry about that. Yeah, so let me grab this yoke off from underneath here and we'll continue. All right, guys, so that little black seal there, that's one of the little rubber seals or whatever that go on it. You can just stick your hand down in there and pull it out. This guy is definitely rust bust. Down in there, those are spines, which you want to make sure you didn't damage taking it off, which you shouldn't have. But that's basically what makes power convert to your drive shaft, hence output shaft. So that's this guy. I am going to clean him off in a second, and then I'll show you me putting him back in for you visual learners, which you just drop right on over there. So give me a second and I'll show you me cleaning it off. Well, actually I'll clean it off and then just show you me putting it in. Inner ring that is cleaned off. All you do is you just take it, drop it down inside of here, and you pretty much gotta finger the guy. Get him drop down in there. Once he's there, he's there. So that's where that guy goes. Pretty much sits there in that hole. Yeah. So that's what happens with him. So you pretty much can sit him off to the side. Then let's check this guy out, make sure no dirt's on the inside of him. You gotta blow on it like, you know, used to blow on the Nintendo games or the Sega Genesis games. If you don't know nothing about that, you probably was born in 2000. But yeah, so let's get under here, put this guy back on. Once I get myself right on here. Alrighty, so Underneath the car we go. All right. So this guy is actually secured. I wonder. This little guy, we did push him back, I believe. He's probably supposed to stay on there. Anything? Yeah. Don't worry about that. That was just me playing around with something. So, stick this guy on here like this, right? Just give him a nice little push. And he should fit right on in there. Just gotta push him up in there. It'll snap in and be real snug. So, if you need a little assistance, I'm just gonna grab this hammer and there we go. The guy's on there, pretty snug. Yeah. I'm just gonna take this hammer again. Just bang them in there. There we go. So, now, the entire seal is all the way in there. Alrighty. There we go. So, that's the seal. All the way in there. It's flush all the way around. When you pop it in, just gotta kind of push it in with your hands. It should snap in, and a little part that's sticking out a little bit, just get like a little rubber mallet or the back end of a hammer, like I just used, and just, you know, pound them on in there, right? All right, so next, let me grab the yoke, actually stick him back on there, and that's where we'll come to a stop, and then I'll continue tomorrow. I'll actually spray that guy with some WD-40 when I put the yoke on, get some of that rust off of there, and then I'll tighten that nut on, and that'll pretty much be the end of changing those seals. So, 1 second, let me get that yoke, pop that guy on. Alrighty. Yeah, sorry about the way this is looking, guys. I'm using one hand. So, grab the yoke and pretty much just trying to line up the splines. And that guy slides on back in. And as you can see, that pretty much makes it a tight fit. You see, down there, it's a tight fit. That gasket's sealed. The other gasket, like I told you, was kind of chipped away or whatnot. I don't know what happened to cause that. If you're following the channel real well, this video probably may go up before I actually tell you what I did to this actual car. But, oh well, I did an engine and transmission swap on this car. This transmission I bought from someone. It's a used transmission. It's got about maybe 30,000 miles on it. So it's fairly new, but I don't know if he either A, tampered with it, or while it was sitting, he may have had something scrape across it, or when he was pulling the engine and trans out of the car, it could have got damaged that way too. But yeah, that is that seal, the outer seal, or I call that the inner and call that little guy the outer. Yeah, and once I tighten that bolt on there, that should pop that guy in. Or actually, I want to say I may have to actually push this guy in. Yeah, that bolt actually may tighten that seal, this guy on. But yeah, that pretty much concludes this portion. And yeah, so that guy's probably just gonna have to be pushed in with something. But yeah, or that bolt to tighten them, one or the two. Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, we'll figure that out in a second once I'm able to get two hands up there. So yeah, pretty much you stick that seal up there. I'll definitely tell you exactly how I get it to fit snug. Give me a second. And of course that guy's snug. I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna just have to find something to push down on there. Something that's flat that won't poke a hole in it, of course. And yeah, that'll do that for that. And actually that might flatten down when I tighten that bolt back on there, which I will continue tomorrow. So I shall be back here shortly. Alrighty. Thank you. Alright guys, so put a new nut on. That's that. Sorry about that, give you a better view. Alright, so that nut actually gets pretty flush to this guy. Just like little indents in there for him. You know you got him on tight. If you get the pulling on this guy, then move. Now, tighten it down with hand and give it a tap with the impact wrench. Tighten it all the way up, and then they want you to punch the two little edges in there. Me, quite frankly, I really don't want to do that because then when I take it off, I can make that all over hard again, but I'm gonna do it. Torque specs. I would definitely say get you a electric torque wrench. Look up the torque spec. I don't know it off the top of my head. I'm actually gonna have to look it up myself. Yeah, if I don't add it to the notes, someone drop it in there for me, please. I'm sure you guys will, because, you know, trolls love to tell someone when they're doing something wrong. And I'm pretty sure I did 1,000 things wrong here. And also remember, I am the rookie mechanic. This is all the first time for me doing all of this. So, allow me to make the errors for you guys. And you guys learn from my mistakes and do it right the first time. Thanks for all the guidance from the people that shouted out and helped me and reached out and helped me do all of this. Next video, since I got to put this carbon fiber drive shaft back on, next video will be installing this. Of course, the back is already there, so it'll be a pretty short video, but it'll make content for you guys on how-to things, because this guy is definitely pretty complicated. But yeah, so that's that. And there we are. Hopefully that corrects my transmission fluid leak. I'm also gonna clean all that fluid out of that little section there just for future reference. Hopefully that corrects it, should correct it. I noticed fluid was leaking out of there when I had the old one on there. So yeah, so that is the cause of me making that change. Yeah, and that gasket, or seal rather, that goes in here earlier, just put it on there, get it even, you know, push two sides down, it'll pretty much sit in the same spot. And when you tighten this nut down with the wrench, it'll actually push that into the hole. So this nut definitely makes a difference for it. It'll get pretty flush in there. You'll kind of know you're flush because if you stick your finger back in there, your fingernail will pretty much scratch the metal in there. So yeah, your pinky should be able to fit back in there. Yeah, is the inner seal, the bigger one, which would be 710487 National Seals, National Oil Seal. And the outer one, which would be the smaller one, is that 710671. And again, this is for a 2019 Dodge Charger RT. But those seals would also fit anything from 2015. I'll say 2015 because I know all of those models are pretty much the same. 2015 up to 2020 transmissions.